What's something that people who don't wake up early, miss? I love watching the house change color as I drink my tea. The sun rises right through my living area and I love watching it go from black to gray to orange/pink/purple/whatever color it is that day. How still and quiet everything feels, even if there's birds yammering, and as the world wakes up the feeling of rising business. Edit, Wales to wakes. Fresh dew on the grass, always evaporates by late morning. I used to drive over a hill to get to school every day. It had the prettiest mountains in its view. I miss seeing the sun rising above them or the fog rolling through. I used to wonder about the people who lived in the gigantic houses high up on them and wondered what they saw in that moment. Every time I go there now it's in the afternoon and it's still pretty, but there's less intimacy. Woke up excessively early this morning. Could someone on here tell me what I'm supposed to be doing this early? Their 7:15 train to work. Birdsong in the early morning is different somehow. Me on the lawn in my bathrobe being angry at my Labrador puppy for begging to go outside to pee but then not peeing, so I'm just stuck there playing this game with him like I swear if we go back and then you ain't coming out for an hour. Edit, he is potty trained, though he is getting conniving by using the I need to pee cues just to go outside and sniff at dirt. And yes, he's totally leashed to me outside at all times after an incident where a stray yellow lab wandered up to the lawn. My dog chased after it, and I chased after them, but the yellow lab was scared of me so it ran, which made my dog run after it, which made me cross like 3 lawns until I finally scooped my dog up like a sack of taters and just toted him back. Damn it, Chip. The blissful feeling of solitude. Light traffic. This is more about work, but I start my work day at 6 a.m. I see the following advantages when I'm in the office. My building probably holds 1,000 people and probably 200 on my floor. On my floor at 6 a.m. there are probably 5 people. I own the place. I can play my music without headphones, chill out, traffic is light, not be annoyed by people, great parking in the ramp, etc. Also, at 3 p.m. I leave for the day and I can see the jealousy in co-workers' eyes. On the way home, traffic is again light. Although now with COVID-19, my whole day in the office is similar to what I describe above. I'm also able to fix system issues before they become customer impacting. Chirping birds and the smell of the morning air while I drink my coffee. In our country, if you do not wake up early, you miss buying a warm cup of Tahoe, soft tofu served with sugar syrup and tapioca pearls, and warm pantsless, sweet and a bit salty bread usually eaten with eggs, cheese, butter, etc. Both are usually being sold by vendors on foot or riding a bicycle. The morning air smell. I'm sitting in my backyard right now, drinking coffee and watching hummingbirds flit around my feeders. They don't come in the afternoon, only in the morning, and they are so cool. There is a very nice sense of accomplishment combined with the feeling of still having the whole day when you wake up early on say a Saturday and get some shit done you've been meaning, for example yard work. To just sit down and relax at like 2 p.m. knowing you've already gotten done all that you needed to today and you still have till the 10 hours left to do whatever you want is just great. Being able to play against lay people in different time zones who basically can't move. The oddly satisfying feeling of standing outside with only you, the sunrise, and your neighbor's annoying chihuahua. Holy shit, stop barking candy. Edit, did I seriously put sunset? In the morning? Yeah, it's sunrise now. In middle school I would have to wake up really early and I would get to see my dog as soon as my parents let her out of her kennel. The summer after 6th grade I had to go to camp in August and I forgot what it was like to see my dog that early in the morning. It was nice letting her out of her kennel again. Kid woke me up super early this morning and I got to see Venus. It was incredibly bright in the pre-dawn sky. Very cool. Well, if you own a cat, your cat chattering at the birds. It is the cutest sight to see. I'm a student and I've been waking like at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. for well over 5 years now. The thing I miss the most is feeling productive. Let me explain. You wake up 4-5 hours after everyone else, feel groggy for another hour and then you're eating. In that time the whole world has done a lot of things while you haven't. It's tough sometimes. The morning blue hour. The time of day just before the sun rises where everything's casting this blue aura around the town. Just before people leave their homes. It's very quiet during that time, it's like time stood still. It's my favorite time of the day. Outside temperatures under 100 degrees frown shouts out to the California Central Valley. Hyped for fall, though. A good cup of coffee while already fully awake in the sunrise, while the birds are just waking up and the human world is still pretty much asleep. It is quite glorious. Sunrise in general is quite glorious. I usually wake up at 4 a.m., run to the local cheese factory, wait for the delivery van which takes the cheese to stores, then I sneak into it and start licking. The perfect chance to say we ride at dawn, bitches. I guess this doesn't really answer the question, but early morning truly is my favorite time of day. There is just something so peaceful about it. Everything seems sort of quiet and relaxed and the stress of the day hasn't started or hasn't already happened. 72 here. I've spent a lifetime getting up early, many times before the sun. I've seen thousands of sunrises, and they are always unique, always beautiful, always breathtaking. When I'm not working I don't get up quite so early now, but I spend my mornings with breakfast, relaxing, drinking my coffee, reading, messing around on Reddit, getting ready for the day. You feel more refreshed in the middle of the day, but if you wake up late, this is when you feel most tired and drained. If you live in a big city, the absolute calm of the early morning. Before people start going to work, taking public transport. I don't wake early enough to see this, but if I wake up earlier than usual because I went to bed early, you know I'm leaving home at 6 a.m. just for this. As someone living in Phoenix, you would miss out on sub-100-degree weather. It's 5:30 a.m. right now and a beautiful 89. Used to go outside to smoke my tobacco at sunrise. The brand of pipe smoke was called Waffle House. The scent of breakfast, mostly maple, and the cold air mixing with the hot smoke was a contemplative moment of affirmations for me. It was only during that hour I could believe I could do it. The day that is. That it'd work. That I could in fact face everything I had to face. I often miss being a morning smoker. The feeling of waking up long before others is really great. I wake up super early and knowing that I work out while the majority is still asleep make me feel superior. I know it's a massive ego thing to say. An empty gym, depending on your community. I've always gone to the gym late, like 8 p.m. I usually get a second wind after my dinner has settled. I used to go to my old gym and it was empty at 8 p.m. Switched gyms once things reopened and my new gym is still fairly crowded in the weight area at 8 p.m. I was pretty bummed. I liked having open space and not waiting for a squat rack. My husband suggested that I try going in the morning to the new gym, so I started going at 7 a.m. Bam, completely empty. Problem solved. The morning air. I don't really think there's anything like waking up, stepping outside and just take a deep breath. Being the first to dry snort the day is the best. The lawless roads during the 7 a.m. rush to work. Everyone is hopped up on coffee and cops don't pull people over really BC. Everyone's just trying to get to work so you can pretty much drive as fast as you want. The early morning silence before anyone else is up in the house. Make some coffee, scroll through Reddit at my desk, maybe a game or two. Just a peaceful morning to yourself before everyone is up watching TV or cooking or going about their day. If you wake up early enough, really early, the quiet stillness in some areas. There is a surreal feeling on some mornings where there are so few people you feel alone, and to me, that's an interesting feeling. Cool air, sunrises, and fewer people always make me happy. Back when I was working overnights at a warehouse during college, I'd come home just as the sun was rising, cook myself a full pot of coffee on the French press, and go outside to either read or write, armed with my coffee and a cigarette. I don't know what it is about coffee and cigarettes, but even though I consciously acknowledge they're bad for me, I'll never turn down the chance to watch the sun rise over the dewy grass with those and a good medieval history book in hand. Like seriously, my retirement plan at this point is to buy myself a small place in the mountains somewhere, fill it with books, and adjust my sleep schedule so I never miss the breakfast/book/coffee/cigarette sunrise again. I did some odd job house flipping work for a guy in NW, Arkansas for a while. I stopped at a secluded spot by Lake Weddington every morning. The weather is never as nice in Arkansas at any point than early morning in spring. I would sit on a boulder and just watch the water and have a cigarette while I woke up. The sunrise, cool air off the lake, and sounds of nature was probably the most peaceful time I've ever had. Early morning air hits different. You breathe it in, and it's just crisper and cleaner than afternoon evening air. The turnips girl in AC. I had a friend who didn't even know she existed cause you gotta wake up before noon on a Sunday. There's a suspicious amount of news that happens from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. like corrupt shit they try to sneak under the nose right before the news cycle picks up. There's a certain stillness in the air from about 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. that is just intoxicatingly peaceful. Though I guess people who stay up late still get that. Waking up around 4 or 5 though is just zen. Seeing almost no cars going to work, it's like bliss. The ability to use the comma correctly. The beauty of a sunrise.